Hey everybody, it's Michael Fair from FilmFestivalCircuit.com, and we're here today to talk about the Georgia Comedy Film Festival Summer 2024. Our event is going to be coming up in Atlanta, and we are going to be at the landmark Midtown Art Cinema for the first time. We had previous events at Plaza, got a little bit bigger room, super nice theater, and it's not just film screenings alone. We're going to have a lot of comedy films that are great. We're going to have music videos that are funny. We're going to have mockumentaries. We're going to have TV pilots. We're going to have all kinds of stuff. But we're also going to have an awards program, and we're going to have a networking session, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. It's Georgia Film Industry Networking, so there'll be a lot of people there. No barrier to entry, no payment necessary to come and network. So just enjoy it. Come check out the festival. And if you want to come in the theater, pick up a ticket, support us. I'm sure you're going to be laughing because I've been watching these movies. This is one of the best group that we got. And it's all short films. So if you wait a few minutes, you don't like a film, you wait a few minutes and you'll see another one. All of them are like 5, 6, 8, 10 minutes long. And it's a lot of fun to see comedy back to back to back. And we are lucky to be joined by the creators of a film that has been nominated for the Best Ensemble Cast Award and is the proof of concept for Up to the Par. So Up to Par. Thank you, Kentrell, Matt, for joining me. One of you, please tell me, what is Up to Par about?
Go ahead, Matt.
Up to Par is our concept for a TV show. Comedy, a little bit of drama mixed in. It's a diverse cast of characters, all connected, that are working out their roles as they grow and progress through this career. So it takes place at a golf course, and basically what we do is we focus on Kris, who is the head groundskeeper, and Max, who is the head pro, and their friendship dynamics and their inner workings in order to keep the ship afloat, per se. But both of them happen to be a little bit goofy and don't take life too seriously. Yeah. One of the things that they're coping with right off the bat is essentially the passing of the business from the owner, Mr. Jameson, to the owner's daughter, Valerie. So Valerie is also a pivotal role in this trifecta of characters. You got a lot of side characters and everything that come in and out. We like to show the ins and outs of the regular workday. And really it's kind of it's a good way for us to boast about our love of the game of golf, and also about, how funny we think we are.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into that, because I was going to ask about inspiration and motivation. So you led perfectly into that. We'll go to you, Kentrell, on this one. You had multiple roles on this, not just in front of the camera. Can you explain to us what were your roles in creating this, and why? Like why did you want to do so many parts of this? Why did you want to do this concept, other than just the love of golf? But tell me why.
Yeah. The idea of Up to Par kind of spanned in the most random place. I was with my girlfriend at Universal, and I just come off of writing on another project with a friend of mine, and she could tell I was in my head, and she was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "I'm just thinking about, just different things, what I can do next." And golf course, you can see, Matt, do you remember the name of that golf course? I'm trying to remember the name of it. But we were just looking over, and also Matt and I had just come off of a podcast that we used to do. And she was like, "Why don't you and Matt just write a golf show?" Boom, right there. Everything clicked. I sat back on her for like a couple days. And then once I got the idea put together, Matt and I actually went to go play around the golf. And as we were playing, we were literally just sketching out the entirety of the show as we're playing all 18 holes. And by the time we were done, we were like, okay, let's do it. And that came up. The inspiration as a whole was growing up. I played a lot of sports, but because I'm a small person, I wasn't always the best in everything. But golf ended up being a sport that I loved, and I could beat my cousins at. So why not? Shout out to my Uncle Owen, who actually brought me into the game of golf. And it was actually something that I got to share with my dad too, which was pretty cool. So one thing led to another, and here we are when it comes to Up to Par. So yeah.
I like it. So, what about you, Matt? What was your, you get presented with this idea, you're like on the golf course, like why did you want to do more than just write? I got to know that too.
Well, I will preface this by saying that originally I did not want to, I didn't want to act in it, because I was like, I felt like I had written and produced a couple of little tiny little sketches and stuff like that. And I was like, I want to know what it's like to just write something that's not for me, not with me in mind. And I told that to Kentrell, and he was like, "You're stupid." And I was like,
that was like, verbatim okay, what I said too. Like, you're dumb. No, you're doing this.
No, he really did. He put the hammer down, and truthfully, once I latched onto that, then it became a lot more fun. It became less about trying to create something that was completely different from me, and completely different from Kentrell, to actually just using our own, like, in life, brotherly chemistry, and especially on the golf course, like, it's just always fun. And so we drew from that experience, because Kentrell and I mean, I live in Texas now, but I was in LA for 14 years. And for the latter, basically half of that, Kentrell and I have been close friends, and we've been playing golf so many times. So that based out of, also tying in to what Kentrell said, I grew up playing golf. I've been playing golf since I was 4. It's one of those sports that, like, I can always watch at any point, and I recognize that I'm a part of a minority there, like, because so many of my friends that I talk to, even the ones who play, they're like, I can't watch it. It's too boring. I'm like, I can have it on all day. It's just something that I really like, and to be able to tie in having fun, and writing surrounded by a golf course, to me there's so much life experience on the golf course that has happened in my own personal life, that, like, it's just, there are just moments that you don't really understand, that you never see if you've never played golf. And if you've only played it a little bit, you just have yet to see it. And that's it.
Wow. Yeah. Well, the judges, they not only like the golf setting, which we don't have any film like that in this festival. They like that setting, but they like the quickness of the humor, just the way you came back at each other, the timing. It seemed like you really worked on the timing. And there's timing you can get from editing, but there's also timing you can get from just familiarity of working together. But with this combination of witty humor and combination of a sports background, where does this fit in the market? Like, are there any other films that kind of, or series or anything that would, if someone was a fan of another show, that they might also, your show would kind of fall in that same category? Kentrell, you want to try that one?
Well, I look at stuff like, we can compare Up to Par to is something like New Girl, or Psych, or Schitt's Creek, like, just shows like that have that quick comedy, like, where you can see the genuine chemistry with the characters. And that's something that we really wanted to depict in this. And luckily for us, we already had that chemistry going into it, and it just showed on camera. And it was so much fun to work on. Matt, do you have anything to add with that?
I think fans of maybe Scrubs, or even parts of, like, Parks and Rec, or The Office, like that sort of vibe, where you are, what you're doing is you're witnessing daily life, funny situations in daily life, but exaggerated a bit, but ultimately it comes based off of real people and real characters that are going through real things that a lot of people don't really think about. Right. And so kind of, that's why we chose the golf course, especially, is because it kind of opens up a world that, I don't know, a lot of people don't know. Even if you do watch golf, you only see the course, you only hear the announcers, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And I like peeking back behind the curtain and seeing that with those shows definitely give you that sort of vibe.
Well, this submission that you sent, this section that we're looking at, the industry term is a proof of concept. And for those who are not in the industry at all, basically that means that here's a certain amount of work, but we intend to either continue it, grow it, or reevaluate it and try to make it better. It's not the same thing as a rough cut, but it is something where you're trying to put together a piece of art that you intend to, grow or continue to develop somehow. Can you tell us, Kentrell, we'll start with you. Where are you with the Up to Par journey? Where's your next stage in this series or film specifically?
Right now, we have, of course, the pilot script written. We have put together synopsis for the first season, season 2, and season 3. We've written out detailed synopsis and plot points for episodes 1 through 5 for the first season, Matt. And the way we plotted it out was kind of like in golf terminology, where like the front 9 is season 1, the back 9 is season 2, and then back is season 3. And it's pretty much what it kind of, and what we're looking to go towards beyond this point is hoping to get distribution, maybe a full-on production, because money can only do so much. We only got a little bit, so we put together the proof of concepts to help give people a general sense of what the show is about. And we picked that specific scene because it gives the main characters you get a sense to see who they are in the show and what they bring to the table. That's where we are right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that we want to film the whole pilot, right, and then go from there. Right now, we've entered the film festival circuits and script competitions and stuff like that. We've been fortunate enough to get our pilot in the hands of some people, and they have been able to give us some really good advice for touch-ups and stuff like that as well. Really, we want to grow the project into a full-scale production, but also we're growing in experience throughout.
Oh yeah, we had a small screening in LA already for that, some of our friends and family that came to also, and we actually ended up getting a good response. And we know sometimes that our friends and family can kind of give us oh, you did such a great job or that kind of thing, but we felt it was more genuine due to the laughter that was happening while they were watching it. And it was really awesome to see, because at first, for me, I didn't know where this project would go beyond just a proof of concept. But because of that screening and amongst us putting even more work into it, this could go somewhere. So yeah.
Well, comedy is, that's why our first film festival was a comedy film festival. Comedy gives you instant gratification, right? There's very few genres like that. With drama or documentary, you kind of got to wait for the applause at the end to know if you did a good job. Yeah. Comedy, people just burst out. And of course, I guess horror films, people are, cringing or scared or whatever. But with comedy specifically, it's hard for people to fake that, and that's good that you're getting good feedback. You're on the right track. I do got to ask you, is this set up to be a 30-minute program, a 30-minute per episode, or how did you write that?
That's leaning more towards that, but kind of more in the streaming era, so we can have a little bit more freedom with the timing of it. Because the initial idea was, okay, let's look at this as like a NBC, ABC broadcast type thing, but I felt that there was more to the story, and we just thought about more streaming side of it. So hence why our page count's a little bit past what it should be for a pilot or for a 30-minute pilot. But that's
All right. Yeah. Well, anything you want to add to that, Matt, before I go on to the next question?
No, I mean, I would say that half hour comedy is kind of where the wheelhouse that we're shooting for.
Yeah.
All right. Well, getting towards the end here, I want to ask you about what you have planned for the future that maybe is not up to par. So I'll go to you, Matt, to start that off. What else you got going on?
Well, I've always got a few irons in the fire for writing, and just a couple little projects. I finished up an hour-long pilot, sci-fi pilot with some friends of mine a little while ago. And that's been we're like just about getting our package ready to send out and everything to festivals as well, probably next year, honestly. And other than that, I'm kind of going with the flow. I had just before I moved out here, which was at the end of last year, I had worked as a PA on a couple of independent films and stuff. And I always I love both sides. I honestly, like, I really love being off camera as well, and just being the grunt that moves things around. And it's honestly, like, it's something that my brain can do. And I just love being in that world. So I'm always looking for kind of any opportunity like that to be able to dive in on from any angle. So,
all right, good stuff. What about you, Kentrell?
Let's see. What am I working on? Staying alive. That's one thing. I just finished writing a solo dark comedy. That's an hour. I've just been dabbling more into writing so I can understand my voice even more as a solo writer. A lot of this came from, I was on a show called Sherman Showcase that was on AMC, IFC Transit, turned into Hulu. Shout out to Bashir Salahuddin and Diallo Riddle. I got a chance to really see a lot of behind the scenes with that, which is why I hopped into the director's wagon with Up to Par. And also I teamed up with Daryl Gill, who's an amazing director. I worked on a project a while back and I loved his work. I loved how he could see certain things. And so I reached out to him in regards to Up to Par. He was on board from the moment I called him. And being able to see things from behind the camera and being in front of it, I didn't realize how much of a difference the two different worlds are. But it's been a fun journey leading up to right now. So I'm so looking forward to what comes next.
All right. Well, this is exciting. Thank you so much for your time. It's good to get to know you, get to know the artists behind such a funny proof of concept. I'm sure we're going to get some great laughs in Atlanta for this. And is there anything else? I'll go to you, Matt, first. Is there anything you want to add just before we get out of here?
I just want to say thank you for this opportunity. Thanks to everybody that has helped. I mean, we've got a core group that we're involved in the proof of concept, but a lot of our support has come from friends and family, and that's been immaculate. Obviously, thank you so much to the judges in Atlanta for taking the time and consideration and just being a part of this. It's a first. It's a first for me, and certainly from a writer's perspective. And so it's a milestone, and I'm really proud of it, and I'm really gracious. Yeah, just
You're very welcome. That's awesome, man. What about you, Kentrell?
I like to thank my mama. You know what I'm saying? She gave birth to me. No, seriously. Well, of course, thank my mom and my dad, but thank you to the Georgia Comedy Film Festival. Thank you, Michael. Thank you to the judges who have given us a chance to, put our proof of concept on a bigger platform. Of course, again, shout out to Daryl Gill, Adrian Epps, who came in as a writer to be more of a cleanup for us. So we get to tighten up the script. And the cast and crew that helped us. Of course, thank you to my girlfriend, Stephanie Garcia, for even putting the idea in my head and getting Matt and us together in the same room, just in general, for us to be able to create such a fun project to be on. Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. Well,
Seriously,
August, you're very welcome. I appreciate the kind words. So we're coming up August the 28th, Georgia Comedy Film Festival, Summer 2024. Best of luck in the awards process. I honestly don't pick the winners myself. I'm like Matt, I'm a sci-fi guy. If it was up to me, every single film would be in space. Like, it would be either in space, or there'd be a disease outbreak, or there'd be something going on. So I don't pick these films, but the Georgia judges are working on it, and we'll see how those announcements come out in just next month. So it's coming up quick.
Looking forward to it. Yeah.
All right. Appreciate it, guys. Enjoy your summer, and thanks again for joining me.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for everything.